Hi there, and welcome to our last book review for Lent. We've taken a little bit of a while to get round to this one, but we're here eventually. And we are reviewing Gentle and Lowly by Dane Orton. I've got a book, Derek's got a book, and I thought this would be a great one to do, and I knew exactly who to go for the full review, and that's why I've got Derek here. So just kicking off, can you tell us anything about the author?
The author, Dane Orton, is American. His brother is a lecturer at Oak Hill, a colleague of my son's, Luke. And he has a real handle on what a lot of Christians are actually thinking about their relationship with God. And I find this interesting because of having been in mission service all our lives, you suddenly discover that some people are coming into the Lord's service because, as somebody once put it, God will like them better if they're doing that. And so you just wonder, how do you get into the mind of somebody who thinks like that? What is going on? So Gentle and Lowly is about discovering the real character of Jesus, and it does it very thoroughly and slowly. And one of the things I really push, I'm reading this through with a friend a bit every week or fortnight, and to come away, I don't know if this will show up on the camera, but I'm a great believer in, he said, trying to find one. Yeah, there we are. Just underlining things and colouring them in. I'm a simple soul, and that's what helps me to read, because this is worth reading slowly and reading with a friend or a couple of friends, and saying, right, what did you discover in this chapter? What surprises you? What hadn't you thought of before? And yeah, colouring it in. I run things off on the computer, and I think, oh yeah, run off the passage it's focusing on, because again, it helps you hold the thought. And yeah, I really, really recommend this.
Any other tips for reading? So it's really might be really helpful to read with somebody else. Read it slowly. One of the great things about this book, and this term particularly, we're really focusing on the person of Jesus and seeing and beholding him. And I think this book will really help you to do that. But are there any other kind of tips, or the sort of person that would really appreciate this book?
I think anybody. My son put the his view of it. It's at a sermon level. It's not at the academic reflection on texts.
Yeah.
And as I'm a person who likes running down rabbit holes, it's good for somebody to sort of say, yeah, let's move on from this. And I think if I can just go into one of the major themes of the book, it's, do I have an appropriate fear of God? Mm. Now, this is one of the real keys of Scripture. If I hope I'm not trespassing on time, but there is that marvelous verse, I just ran it off here, when Moses is having this interaction with God, and the Lord passed in front of Moses, proclaiming, the Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands and forgiving wickedness, rebellion and sin. Yet he does not leave the guilty unpunished. And this is one of these things that work through the book. Ortland, in this book, talks about God's strange love, which is from Isaiah 23, I think. Don't ask me for Bible references. He talks about God's strange work. Yeah. And he says, look, God is a God of justice, and he will judge wickedness. And we tend to say, well, wickedness is out there. It's on the telly. And Orton says, look, we need to look closely in our hearts. Because this idea of fear, we're interpreting that with our own understanding, our personal thesauruses about about fearing God. Yet we must discover what holy fear is, because it's immensely liberating. And I'd say that as maybe not a final plug on this book, but yeah, how do I rejoice in a proper and appropriate way that love, compassion, and flows from an appropriate, life-giving understanding of the fear of God.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? You don't often get those two ideas presented to one at the same time. The holy fear of God is amazingly liberating.
Yes.
If that intrigues you, let me recommend Gentle and Lowly by Dane Orton, and we will have a copy of this in the library permanently that will stay in church. So grab a coffee during the week from Lyle's or something, and then come into church and sit at the table and read this book, or there'll be probably one to take away as well and lend, or it can be all available, normal sellers. But thank you so much, Derek, for sharing that with us.